What's happening, fam? LAL movement still moving. Know your history. Black Americans know your history. Black foreigners know your history. I'm gonna say that because of this. I put up blogs in the past, videos in the past rather, talking about certain things that were historical or our past. And it's funny because people say, you black people who are black or non, people who are black from other parts of the world say, oh, y'all need to get over this and forget that and forget this. Okay. People who are non-black, oh, y'all need to get over that and forget this and forget this. Now, this is the funny part about it. One, they only tell us to forget our history because, for the most part, most people stole something from our history. Whether it's black American history, black African history. You see, they don't tell Jewish people to forget the Holocaust. But here's the irony of it. But Jewish people do say that they are God's chosen people, which historically they are converters. Meaning, when they say you being anti-Semitic, by definition, I'm more Semitic than they are. They converted over to religion. Like I can't say I'm a Buddhist now, and now I'm more Asian than Buddhist, even though Buddha was originally, know your history. Now, go with white history. We really don't have to say anything about white history in the United States of America because we're taught white history all throughout school and white day-to-day history through the news and everything else, whether it's right or wrong, as long as it pumps the propaganda up. You talk about Mexican history, they tell you about the Aztecs and the Mayans, but they never say that they look kind of like know your history. You talk about using Greek mythology. Problem is, Zeus, black, Hercules, black. You get what I'm saying? Titans, all the Titans, which were the parents of the gods, black. Oh yeah, because if you read in the Iliad, it says they are the gods of the Nile. You see, when I said this in a video a while back, the Nile is not in Greece. But they tell you to forget they tell us to forget our history, but at the same token, they're using it and putting a different face on it. Same thing with Christianity. See, because we're in America, because we translate to English, let's get two things straight. Jesus was never Jesus' name, but we call him Jesus in America. For all of you people who watch The Passion of the Christ, did they ever once, because you know they did the movie in text, it was all in Hebrew, did they ever once say Jesus? Did they ever once say Jesus? No, they didn't, did they? And then when you hear people say the name is Yeshua or Yeshua, then you be like, what? There was no J. J didn't exist. That's why certain names, when we say, oh, this is a white name, or this is a black name, well, certain names that's considered white names are derivatives from Hebrew names who were actually black names. So when you see somebody with the name Yusef, and it translates over to Joseph, then it translates over to Jose, that was Hebrew to English to Spanish. So black to white, because for all y'all don't think Spain is in Europe. You speak Spanish, you're just a conquered part of Europe. We speak English because we're just a conquered part of Europe. Now, I'm saying that because at the end of the day, if you don't know your history, forget the fact that you don't know it. Why would you take advice from somebody who knows their history telling you to forget yours? You get me? Stay with me now. People wouldn't even tell you that Jesus was black, but they wanted you to praise the heroin addict looking motherfucker. Nobody told you about Isis and Osiris and Haru and you know, they never told you the full story about Moses, or never even told you the full story about King Solomon. Never told you the full story about David. Never told you the full story about anything. All they did was paint it white and say, worship me. See, it wasn't worship God. It was worship me. Let us make man in our own image. So what happens when man decides, let us make God in my image? See, that's the sociological construct that we live in today. We live in a world or in a nation that was built on making God in another person's image. And us black Americans here are one of the few people on the planet that's like, I ain't buying it. I've been here long enough. I've seen the bullshit long enough to know I ain't buying your bullshit. But everybody else says, oh, you black people are this, you black people are that. Okay. And the irony of that is this. We're talking about groups and groups of people, who are not from America or from America, who are black and non-black, who don't know their own history sometimes, or ignore their own history, but tell us to forget ours, but will follow somebody else's history to a T, as if, see, we follow the U.S. history book. We follow Caucasian history and know more about Caucasian history than we do religious, the Bible, in this country, the country that claims to be Christian. You know how I know this? Because most people don't read the Bible. So guess what? Most of you know more about the presidents, not all of them, because they were presidents before the presidents we started with. Know more about slavery or civil rights. We just talking about quote unquote what they call black history, right? Then what? Deuteronomy, Acts, Revelations, Ephesians. See, you know way more about what's going on. They told you about this country than you do about the own Bible that you go to church with every Sunday, and you was only in school from 1st to 12th grade at tops in this country, because everybody doesn't finish college, so I'm just lumping people in. And you don't learn history the whole time, so I would say 8 years maybe max of history. Think about that. You in church every Sunday, some of you church going folks. You still don't know shit about the Bible because you still ain't ready. But you still remember every lesson that they taught you as a kid in school about history. You know your history. We should know our history. I'm talking to us when I say that. We know their history. We should know our own history too. Peace.